gonna be doing that too. I'll have like one person watching probably.
That's good.
And then I need to make sure that you can see it. Share screens. Great.
Got it.
So which games did you want to go over?
Templar Assassin.
TA. I don't play her too much, and I don't know like if there's any like special tricks with their traps right now. Like you could probably stack ancients with them or some shit.
This one was rough.
I like how you didn't get shared tangos. It's really good.
Yeah.
Do people go bottle on TA? Is that a thing? Yeah, I don't play TA. All I'm going to be able to do is talk about, like, the laning or, like, general stuff. I'm not going to be able to do TA specific. I do know, though, that with her traps, you have to let them sit for, like, 6 or 7 seconds before they do damage.
Right. That's fine, though, because I had trouble, like, finishing kills and stuff. You'll see.
What is this?
That's nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, I'm trying to make a video for that, and I'm thinking of just, like, doing a PowerPoint presentation.
I could be, like, the star of that.
Yeah. Here's an example of this guy not doing it. Here's another one. Oh, and look, this is another one.
Could be like show an example of me not buying out and losing gold. Another one of clicking through menus in game.
Yeah.
I could be the star of like your
What not to do series.
Career.
Yeah.
Exactly. Featuring 3.5K.
So here you need to, you might end up fine. What I would do right there, because you don't know how much this guy is gonna block, I'd run up to these creeps actually, so that if this guy doesn't get a good block, it doesn't end up in your tower. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It'll push the lane if it goes under.
Yeah. So if he blocked any worse, that would have ended up under your tower, and I don't think you would have reacted to it. And this is actually pretty big, because like you could be flying out tangos right now, or whatever, and especially as a mid, you're constantly doing shit, so you have to do it as a mid. I like that you're not using your Q because you don't need to right now. I like how you're missing last hits to a guy with 0 damage.
Yep.
Here you should be blocking. When you know that you're not going to get any more creeps, you should just go back and block, because if you ran straight back and started blocking right here, it would end up like, where's it going to end up? It'd probably end up like right here, which is not too much, but it's still like a good bit safer. There, it's kind of like, what would you even do? I mean, oh, I guess if this guy had cogs and you had battery assault, you might be able to do something, but it's like, the chances of you doing anything is like nothing. Wow! All those lessons are all those lessons are paying off, dude. So why'd you attack that there? Was that just fucking YOLO?
Which?
You attacked the range creep right here. Like a half second ago.
I think it was just YOLO and then...
Yeah. I mean, a lot of your mechanics are like just small things, but it's like the small things actually add up. Like, you've probably done 10 small things in this lane that if you didn't do them, you'd like be able to body out this SF right now. And we've done enough coaching that I'm gonna start pointing out the small stuff more.
Okay.
Lol. I think this is just kind of like understanding the dynamic here of your lane. You just kind of like you dominate this lane, right?
Right.
So whenever you leave, it's not like it's basically, if you're here, the SF isn't gonna get like he has half of the last hit and denies you have. So when you leave the lane, not only are you missing these creeps, but you're allowing him to get souls and farm that he couldn't get. So you leaving here, if he does it right, he's gonna get 80 gold, and you're gonna miss around 90 gold. So that's
about 4 souls.
Yeah. So he got 8 damage, and there was like a 200 gold swing for you to simply walk over here. And it's like, if you even kill the Mirana, that's not worth it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how I kind of look at it is, there's a chance that they kill her without me. Like, let's say it's like 33, 33, 33, where she gets away regardless. Or 33% chance that they kill her without you. 33% of the chance they needed you for the kill. And then 33% chance she just gets away no matter what. Even if that's not like the exact situation, it's kind of like 66% of the time, if you go over there, it's not worth it, right? Because they would have got the kill without you, or she gets away. So if you look at it like that, and like, of course these numbers aren't exact, but it's kind of like to bring to the concept. You have to have it 3 times, in this example, it has to be 3 times more that you get if you do kill her, than you would get from the lane, for it to be even worth it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So she would have to be worth 600 gold in that example, for this to be worth it, because you lost, there was a 200 gold swing, plus whatever experience, plus the damage this guy gets. So if you look at it like that, there's always going to be a chance that they kill the person without you, and there's always a chance that they're going to get away if you come or not. So when you look at it, like, do I want to show up or not, you have to factor in how likely you think either of those are going to happen, and then how much you're going to lose by leaving the lane. So, like, I'd say for this to be worth it, she'd have to be worth, like, using the percents that I think it would actually be instead of the 33, 33, 33. I'd say she'd have to be, like, worth 400 or 500 gold for you to even walk over there and it be worth it. Because you're giving up 200 gold swing here. This guy's getting 8 damage. and that 8 damage is going to snowball, and then this guy's also not getting denied, and you're getting denied the experience and all that. So this, like, that seems like a small thing, you running over here and then running back, but you see how that's actually huge, right?
Yeah, yeah. And that's a hero you want to keep down, too, so you don't want to give that up.
Yeah, like right there, if he didn't have those 8 soul or those 4 souls, you'd be getting this last hit. Because that would have, it would have lived long enough for you to attack it. And again, this is, you could have blocked a lot more. And this is just kind of like realizing if you're not going to do anything over here, then just like go back and block your creep wave. That's actually good. I like how you play it here, especially with your refraction charges. You don't actually right click this guy when you run up to him, which is really good, because if you did, you'd be losing. Yeah, you don't right click him until like at the very end, which is good because you would have lost all of these, and if he turned on you, having you right clicked him, you would have probably died if he got a double raise on you.
That's just annoying.
Yeah. And you should be putting a trap right here.
I think I will in a second.
Well, it's like you want to be using this on cooldown because you also want to start putting a trap. Like, I think you can stack this with a trap, but you have to be within like 1800 range of it. So if you run like right here and pop it while this has like 6 seconds of charge to damage it, then you can stack this, and you really want to stack this as a TA. That's another thing you haven't stacked at all, and I think that's something that the better TAs do. And then they try and start taking the stack when they have their treads. Feels bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine, because the SF died, so he lost 30 damage. It just kind of sucks that you didn't get any of it. And you fucked up your traps. Well.
Yeah.
And you have your shit in your backpack. I thought she stunned the SF too. So with this, I'd much rather see you auto attack this to deny it, because it would have connected with him here, and then just back off. So like if you deny it right now, your thing would splice onto him, and then you can back, and you get the deny and you damage him. But yeah, it's 10 minutes in the game and you don't have any stacks, which I think is an actual, like, big problem. Because, like, you could go take the stack right now and get, like, 400 gold, like, right now. 400, 500 gold. You get, like, level 9.5. And I think how this matchup goes is you don't try to kill the SF unless he comes up here and you have double traps so you can run him down. I think all you do is just try and get all the farm you can, stop all of his farm while stacking this and farming this. Because you don't really have a way to kill him, right? Like, this isn't enough to kill him. If you just throw a fresh trap on him and slow him, it's a 30% slow for 5 seconds, which is not enough to go dive the tower on him. So I think it's just kind of like chill out, farm some, and then like maybe try and kill him when you have like Blink or Desolator or some shit. TA is one of the heroes that it's actually huge to have your agi treads instead of your strength ones. Because you have so much damage, and you don't take damage to your health. And here you should have used another trap. I think you get the kill if you just throw it like right here. Yeah, you probably would have. But you get so much more damage out of the agi treads, because if that means one more attack, like if you throw out 6 attacks instead of 5, that's 50 damage for the 5 attacks, and the 6th attack is going to do an extra like 200, so you do like 250 more damage on agi treads, and you're not taking any damage because you have refractions, so feels bad. And like, what is all of this? You see the Dro die. Do you really want to run all the way bottom for a chance to kill an Elder Titan?
Also, Nyx was on me that whole time, they knew, so
yeah.
It really wasn't worth it.
Well, it's just like, it's not worth it no matter what. It's an Elder Titan. Like, it's going back to that example thing. It's like a 10% chance you even kill him. And if you even do kill him, it's not worth it. Because you could have just farmed your lane. Here I'd be using your Q. I'd try to use it like right here so that you can hit all of them with it, and I'd nuke this down real quick, and then I'd get some good tower damage in. Like, you have full health, you have full mana, you have treads that you can switch to int, you have a full bottle. Like, what are you preserving this for?
I wanted to get all the attacks on the tower. I think that's why I did it.
Well, it's, if you splice it, it's worth more. Like, if you're hitting 5 creeps with one of them, like, you can be, you could have hit all the 5 of them when they walked out, and then you can stand here and then hit these 4.
Right.
And that's like, if you have the bonus damage for that, it takes like 3 attacks, or 4 attacks, maybe 5, instead of like 20 or whatever.
I see what you're saying. So you're doing hundreds of damage to the creeps
Yeah.
per hit.
And
get more damage on the tower.
Yeah, and you would have used it at like 13 seconds, which means it'd be up at 30 seconds, which would be about when you use it. So it'd be back up again right now. And I think you're very much underusing your traps, especially with a bottle. You want a trap either here or here. And like when you ran down for the Elder Titan, you should have put one here. Lol. Did you just want a free ride?
Yeah.
This looks fun. Yeah, this kinda sucks. Lol.
Once the clockwork hook missed, I was like, oh shit. This
Yeah, with when the hook misses and you see the bottom ult, you should just try and like get out the best that you can. So I kind of want to say you shouldn't have trapped there, but it was like a lot of things. Like if you held the trap till right now, it would have been perfect, but it's hard to know that because it was pretty hectic. You have a huge problem with keeping your shit in your backpack. When you're scared of shit going on, you should be using this off cooldown. Like, you should be using it right when it comes up here. Which it's only like 3 seconds. And then you're kind of like, he missed his stun, why aren't you just attacking this? What are you afraid of? You have full refraction charges and you're gonna have new ones in like 5 seconds. And then they get the deny, which is like a 600 gold swing or some shit. Imagine if you had strength treads, dude. Oh, and fucking... Okay. So imagine if you had your fucking mithril hammer in your inventory. This would have been, like... 1 or 2 hits from dead. It would have been like 1 hit from dead right now. And then you probably wouldn't be scared to get it. And then you would have got the last hit, maybe. And then your whole team would have got more gold. So this right here is like 600 gold. And you would have pushed this sooner, so it would have been... You would have got to the tower even sooner. you have any questions so far? It's a lot safer even to farm with this. Like, you're missing out a lot by not using this. Because, like, if you don't take damage and they go on you when this is already up, like, what if the Nyx goes on you right now? You're gonna take the damage from this and then you're gonna get stunned and mana burn. And you're not gonna have your refractions up. Or if you get arrowed or some shit, then you can just like die. But if you have this up and they go on you, then you get stunned and all this stuff, and then it's back up again. So you get, not only do you block the big stuff, but you also get 12 instances instead of 6, and you push this out faster. And it costs like 5 mana per second or something to keep it up. So it's like not that big of a deal. Here I'd be looking to go Roche. You just got your Desolator. And there's, like, you're not going to be doing anything about this tower. And with this guy, you can take it really easily, because his shit works on Roche really well. So yeah, you'd be a lot better off just going for the Roshan right now. So imagine if you're using this off cooldown. You would have for sure lived here, and then this would probably have been back up right there, and then you can just walk away without taking any damage. So it looks like a lot of your problems are just you're not using your Q enough. Like, what are you saving your mana for if you're not saving it for your Q? And like you should be using it off cooldown. Like, you're getting punished for it a lot here. Like, I'd be like, alright, it's back up in a second. I'm gonna use it right when it comes off cooldown. And then, like, maybe your team shows up and you survive there. But I think this replay is kind of spent, because you're like, you've died 8 times in less than 30 minutes as a mid player. Did you have another one you wanted to go over?
Yeah, let me look here. We can do the Shadow Shaman one. This game was a bit of a shit fest, but I still think I could have done way better because I didn't do well.
This is one of the heroes that you don't really want to get a wand on, because you're never like sticks kind of fine, but you don't take sustained harassed as a Shadow Shaman, which is what wand is for, except for like maybe Necro. I guess it depends on your laning phase, but it's kind of like you need mana boots really bad on this guy to like be able to cast all your shit. So the 200 gold that you delay that is pretty big. Yo, they got some fucking memers on their team.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you? Did you buy that mango?
No, it's Shadow Shaman bonus weekend.
Gotcha. And if you're gonna go up here, and you're like planning on it, it's a lot safer to go this way. But I don't think you guys should, because they have two ways, possibly two ways of stopping your shackles. This guy is like super good at level 1, but this guy's just like a melee creep at level 1. You guys have a carry Ricky lol.
Yeah.
GG, well played. Okay, what the fuck? Battle to the death? What are you running for? You fucking...
I was scared of getting charged. Oh, whoops, wrong team.
Lol.
What was I afraid of?
Maybe the necro going on you?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't think I was watching the mini-map. I didn't realize Pudge wasn't there. I think that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, this guy dicks down a lot of supports, because you have like 25 damage on this guy. And you should be, like, between your attacks, you should be eating a tango. Because that, like, all but guarantees you're gonna win this trade. And it's good that you hold the... Like, you could have tangoed so much sooner. Like, I'd be attack, move over here, attack, move over here, attack, eat the tango.
I think I was gonna try to eat that tree at first, actually.
There's... So you couldn't find a tree here, is that what you're saying? Lol.
Okay. We should have killed both of them, shouldn't we?
I think the play would be eating the tango, bodying this guy out, and then going behind and shackling this guy and he dies. Because, like, if you had an extra... If you ate the tango earlier, you would have had an extra health at this... 100 health at this point, and then the Rubik can't stay in trade with you. So you could have shackled this guy instead. And then he just dies. And he's a lot more important to kill than the Rubik, because the Rubik... you want to shut down the Necro's farm and experience, you don't care about the Rubiks. What the fuck is this ward? What is that? What does that catch?
I don't remember why I did that.
That ward would have been like infinitely better, but I still would have preferred this one. Maybe? Yeah. Because you don't know if this is...
Like,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I was just way too scared to Pudge this game.
He's right there. Is it because he has the bone hook?
Yeah.
He must be really good. He doesn't even have sockets. He fucking sucks, dude. Yeah, you're scared to go up here to place the ward, but then you go up there. Raffle him out, dude. A lot of it's just like ineffective harass, which is hard to talk about. But it's kind of like you're going 50-50 with these guys when you could go like 60-40, and like just that little 10% means that they can't fucking touch you. Because if they're taking 60 damage per second and you're taking 40, instead of both of you taking like 50, it means that they just have to run away, and then you get 2 more attacks in for free while their back's turned. And like there, I would have been like, fuck you, dude, I'm going on you. Because if this guy attacks you, he aggroes your creeps, and then you can shackle them and hold them. And what's going to break your shackles in this lane? This guy doesn't have his ult. Your Ricky can show up and backstab him. You can like kill this dude. If not, just like do a fuck ton of damage to him. Should have used your quick buy, dude. See, imagine if you had that ward earlier, you would have seen the Pudge TP in. You fuck. No, auto attack first. Auto attack because you have the vision. I'd probably auto attack blast and then use shackles. And then auto attack at the end, and he would have died.
Wow, this was such a bad game.
Not for me, dude.
You're probably enjoying
yeah,
yourself.
I get to shit on you so much for this.
See, I thought you'd shit on me like crazy for the TA game, but this one's even worse.
I think the reason that you went for the wand was because you had a mango, and then you didn't have a mango anymore, and you were still set on getting the wand. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Waffle them out. Nice quick buy, dude. Rip 60 gold. But yeah, here you should definitely be going the mana boots, cause like you don't have enough to cast all your shit at level 6. So you're one of those very few heroes that like has to have this guy and like Nyx both like have to have the mana to like function as heroes. And here I'd probably be trying to go top because they all just went bottom, and like you're not really gonna be able to save a Ricky from a tri lane, but if you go top with the LC, you can kill the Chaos Knight in the dual lane.
Shackle into duel or something.
Yeah. Whatever it is, you have enough lockdown and damage. Like, you have you almost have 5 seconds of lockdown, and you have a nuke. I'd be like, alright, I'm taking this fucking invis, I'm gonna go shackle this Chaos Knight. Hog champ.
Except he died.
You could have sheeped him. Or shackles while he was under the tower. I like how you blocked him though. You don't want more than 2 points in this. Especially against their lineup. All of them can disable your shackles. So the amount of time that you're gonna get that extra 0.75 is like minimum. Like I don't mind the second point in it because you get more damage out of it too. Like it makes it do like 50% more damage or whatever. A little bit more than that. But then the next one doesn't do that much more. And you're not gonna get the full duration. And the amount that the disable lasts longer on the maximum is the same as your hex. When your hex is like a guaranteed. So the first point's really good, the second point's good, and then the third point's way too much. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Lol. The shackles are completely a waste here. You'd be doing the same damage if you auto-attacked him, but the LC also would be counter-attacking. And then you would have also had this to cast on someone else. Lol. Guess how many seconds are left? About one level of it, right? See that? Did you see this?
What? I don't know what you mean.
You have 0.8 seconds left, and the third point in this is 0.75 seconds. So, this is an example of your level 2 shackles and your level 3 shackles would have disabled the exact same amount of time.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Like I gotta have, that's like exactly what I didn't get out of it.
Yeah. So your level 2 would have disabled them just as much. I'd probably be leaving the base with the clarity. Cause your spell, I guess you have them on the courier, lol, nice. I probably would have hexed him here. Cause that would have been long enough to kill him. And then you'd be able to save this. Cause you have it maxed, so you want to be using it when it, like, matters. And it's a fuck ton of mana. So this whole thing, I'd be instructing the team that you want to drop your wards on the top tower. How long have you had your wards, actually? Yeah, I would be dropping the wards right here. I'd push this out, drop your wards on the top tower. Like, that's how you play this guy. You get your level 6, and then you try and use this. Like, you want to push the lane out, so that the second that this is off cooldown, you can drop it on the tower. And that's how you snowball with this guy. Like, if you did that, you'd probably have your mana boots in, like, a minute or two. And then you just go to that bottom, and then you, like, ward up, and you, like, take Roche if you can't push, or something like that. So if we fast forward here. If we keep fast forwarding here. I'm waiting for it, dude. I'm waiting for it. Come on. There we go. So it's 5 minutes since you used your wards. You would have dropped it here at like 15 minutes. And then you use it here at 19 minutes. So you could have gotten both of these towers by now. And then had it up in 60 seconds. But instead, you use it here. And they run away from it.
So you could have gotten all those kills without it too.
Yeah, probably. Or you could have looked at it like my whole team would have like 300, 400 gold more each. And if you wanted to, you could have had a blink dagger for that. Or you could have been like really close to Glimmer. You probably would have had Glimmer actually. And now you'd be warding like here instead of here. Or because you have this ward, but yeah, that's just like the key thing with Shadow Shaman is if you can push with your wards, try and do it. Like right now, I'd be like, alright, let's push bottom, I'm down here. I want to get this tower. If they show that they're going to try and stop us, then you can like go somewhere else. Like I'd TP top if I see like 2 people bottom. And then I'd try to drop wards there. I think that's the main things though. I think so far it's just been you're maxing this when you should only at most have 2 points in it, and you're not dropping your wards enough. Like you should try to use this off cooldown, and then also you shouldn't have made this. But aside from that, I don't see anything like too glaringly wrong. So I think that's the most we're gonna get out of this replay. Did you want to go over another one?
Yes, I did. The Juggernaut one that I lost.
Where are you at? Juggernaut?
Yeah, so this game, the reason I want to go over this one is like, you know, obviously something went wrong because I got good early farm. I think I got like a couple kills early on. You know, obviously good farm, good XPM, and we just didn't win. So I felt like I didn't know how to push my early lead enough, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So I think this will be a good one to go over. Can you give me like 2 minutes? I'll be right back.
All right, I'll get into it and then I'll talk to you about it after.
Okay, give me 1 minute.
So, the first thing I want to point out is I would have much rather seen you get 2 branches than the healing self here. Because you're probably going to be laning against one of these guys. Most likely the Penglier. And this guy's not going to drop you low early. Like, he's probably not going to... The way that he harasses you is with the Swashbuckler. And until level 7, it's a long-ass cooldown. So, your getting the wand here would mitigate a lot of that. And you're probably using this to spin again, is that...
I think I was going to build it into a wand, was the idea, but I don't know why. It might have been... Was it Juggernaut bonus? I don't think it was.
Well, oftentimes people like to get either a Manko or a Clarity on Juggernaut. The same with, like, Chaos Knight, where after you kill someone once, you're out of mana, and then you're useless. So what you could have done was got 2 branches and a Clarity. And that Clarity can either turn into... If you're going well, it's more spins after you kill him. And if it's going bad, you can drop a healing ward. So you would have had about the same health potential if you got 2 branches and a Clarity. But your kill potential and you're using the 100 gold instead of consuming it. You're using it to build something instead of consuming it. Does all of that make sense?
Yeah, no.
And what is this, dude?
That's nothing.
Yeah. This is just understanding that there's no way you kill him. At least not yet. Like, you need your lion to be, like, level 2, at least. Or this guy has to be out of mana for you to even, like, want to consider going on him. Because here, all you're doing is glitching our fucking replay and using, half of your mana pool. Alright, well, I guess, hopefully this dies. Okay. Yeah, you miss a last hit, which is, like, it could have been worse, but you also pushed the lane, and you used a ton of mana, and you took harass more than he did. Just think of him as, like, a Queen of Pain, or, like, an AM or some shit. Or a Magmoose. See, now you can go on him, but you don't. He used his escape to go on you here. You should have... Maybe. I guess what you did was fine. But it's just like... It's funny that you went on him when you had no business going on him. And then when you had the chance, you were just like, I'll go for the last hits. And I'd rather see the TP scroll in your backpack. Because it's a lot less likely to save you in the early game than having your salve will. You really need to practice your last hitting. You're missing last hits with the Juggernaut with the fucking Quelling Blade. Uh-oh, you did it. You got the Ring of Protection at the side shop, PogChamp. What a player.
I do listen to you sometimes.
Yeah, just not about the important stuff. Raffle. Actually, you could have also flown out a Clarity, which would have been good. Like, that would have been, like, next level good. But this is a hero that you're gonna run into a place where you need a Clarity. And the 50 mana, it's like, it has a 25% chance you, like, get a kill or you don't die by having your extra mana. So the amount that it slows down your Battle Fury is, like, negligible. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. The 50 gold is well worth it.
And if you had your fucking quick buy... So here's, do you have move command set up? I think it's set up by default. If you move command on him, you get as close to him as you can without auto-attacking him. So, that's like, yeah, if you're not doing that as Jug, you're doing it wrong. And I would have ulted him right here. Because that's going to kill him, and then you're going to get 2 attacks on this guy, and this guy just used his escape. So you might be able to get 2 kills here.
I don't have the move command.
You need it, especially as Juggernaut.
How much key do you use for that?
I just use M because it's such a rare... Like, it's... the only time that you, like, really use it is when you're spinning as Juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're rotting somebody down with Pudge, or Clockwork, or some shit.
Okay, I just put it on.
Lol. Lol. Feels bad. But yeah, imagine if you had a Clarity right now, wouldn't you feel much better? And if you had a Wand, you would have been regenning, not too much more, but you would have the whole time. And, like, you would get mana every time you cast this bullshit. I did the math on it before. I think it's like every 4 minutes you get like a set of tangos or a salve or some shit based off of the health regen Wand gives you. Fucking hero. Here, you should be turning on your Aquila. It's another small thing, but it's like your lane's already pushed, so all your Aquila's gonna do is let you get more tower damage. And like, yeah, if you had your Aquila on here, and you auto-attack this down, you would be getting a ton of tower damage right here. Especially with your healing ward down. Your catapult, like, I would be spinning this wave with the healing wave here, or the healing ward there, and auto-attacking this while you're spinning. And this thing would be like dead right now. And you have vision of the Pingalier there, so it's like, who's gonna stop you from doing that? It hurts, dude. It really hurts. Yeah, it's like, dude, it would have been dead like a minute ago. Yeah, I think the main takeaway here is you should have pushed earlier, taken the tower earlier, and then rotated with your Omni Slash after you push to here. Because you're really strong. Even if you're going for the Battle Fury, you kind of want to like be using this. Because it's just so much damage early game. And like, Juggernaut's different than AM in that if you delay your Battle Fury, it's not like you're useless. And you can actually contribute a lot to a team fight. Yeah.
Fucking spun TP.
At least you know, dude. Lol. You ran all the way top. You killed off like 1.5 creep waves, and then you TP'd mid. So the start of all of this, I was thinking, alright, my Invoker's top, and the fight's basically over. I'm gonna go mid. But
just go mid now.
Yeah, but then like some goon ass shit happens where they chase him down here. So it like ended up being like, I guess, fine. But like they're all dead right now, so you're not really worried about anything. So I probably would have ran back here and started jungling. Like if the storm goes on you here, he's not gonna kill you. And he's not going to have anyone with him. I guess it's fine if you push, though. Their Luna's dead, and you have ward up. You should be pushing. Or at least you have ward up soon. I'd be like, hey guys, let's go push. We killed their carry. And you have this up, so you can heal your Invoker. And you're spinning way too early here. Like, you want to spin when this guy... I guess he missed his thing, lol. But, like, you could have used the first 2 seconds of this to just auto-attack instead. And then, like, if this guy changed you, so what? Like, you don't really care too much. But that makes it so you have not as long to get away. If you want to... Like, you can't go as aggressively anymore because you spun too early.
Should I have just Omni'd there after he whipped his spell and all that shit?
The Venomancer?
Yeah.
I would have auto-attacked him a few times first. And then probably Omni'd him. Like, auto-attack, and then see that he's splitting this way. And then Omni-slash, like, now on the Venomancer. And then spun. I think something's fucking burning in my room.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. Let me just put this candle out real quick.
BRB cat on fire?
Yeah. My car's on the roof, dude. Let me... 1 sec.
BRB someone at the door.
Yeah, you're definitely... At this point, your spin does about the same damage as your auto attacks, if not less. So you need to be using this as a BKB instead of a damage. Because, like, now, you're just kind of vulnerable for no reason. Like, what? For what, dude?
I just got spooked with one zip in.
He walked. He never zipped. I probably would have won a BKB instead of Diffusal.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like, I get the idea. I want to drain the Storm's mana. But, like, how often are you going to auto-attack him more than, like, once if he's not already out of mana?
Right.
These fucking invokers are ruining my replay, dude. Here I would Manta and send it down the lane. Like, you want to keep these two pushed out. Where the fuck is my... You want to keep these two pushed out so you can try and Roche. And then with Roche you can take this for free and try and high ground. This is kind of like, you know that this is fucking spooky, but it like takes you like 20 seconds to realize if you're actually spooked or not.
You can see how I make up my fucking mind.
So here, I would have ran straight through the tower, just because it's a little bit quicker. Does this have backdoor right now? No. I would have ran through here, sent my illusions on this, auto-attacked this. You would have been getting more tower damage here. See, this takes like an extra like 3 or 4 seconds. And then when this guy shows up here, I'd be like, alright, you're fucking retarded, I'm gonna defusal and auto-attack you. And he dies quicker there. And then, like, your spin's not doing anything, and you're not using your defusal. And now you're vulnerable, because he has Orchid, and, that... Yeah, if you defusal and right-click him twice, you just kill him. And you kill him, like, much quicker, too.
Yeah, this is kind of where things went south, just from this point on.
I think the Lincoln's is horrible.
That's good.
You don't need the health or mana regen from it at all, so that's a waste. Because you have the Battle Fury. And then it's kind of like, BKB covers everything that Lincoln's covers, just better. Like, if the Storm wants to... his Orchid isn't going to do anything. So, the reason that you get the Lincolns here is so the Storm has a harder time killing you. Like, from a pick-off perspective.
Right.
But he's going to use his Orchid to break your Lincolns because you have a Manta, so his Orchid isn't going to stick no matter what he does. So your Lincolns doesn't even help with what you're getting it for. Whereas your BKB, this guy's all useless. Her ult is all useless. This guy's almost all useless. All useless. All useless, basically. I don't think this pierces BKB. I don't know. You want the fucking Blade Fury damage? I think your right clicks still do more damage per second. And then if you had a BKB with it, the armor would make you like almost invincible. Lol. This is what you lost to, dude. Huh?
Just what he's saying. Yeah, I'm done. I clicked R instead of T.
Lol.
Using legacy keys is... I don't know. Please tell me I have not.
Ah, it all hurts. So first of all, when you're going on this tower, you want to be spinning, because you can spin and attack the tower and damage all these creeps, and not be like susceptible to gank, or not ganks, like gone on. Like, all of this is happening because you're not spinning. And then when your spin's like a second from over, then you back out. And right now, yeah, like your spin would have been over and you would have Omni Slashed, he would have died sooner. Maybe you Omni Slash though. And like, what's your Lincoln's even doing here? It stopped a Zeus Bolt twice. Zeus Bolt doesn't do anything here. And then again it pops a Zeus Bolt, I think right here. Or some useless shit. And if you had a BKB instead, you would have been fine. And the 10 armor. Like, what do they do to you when you have BKB and spin and 10 armor? And then I think if you got the BKB instead, you could have gotten Abyssal instead of the Butterfly, and you'd be able to a lot better kill either the Luna or the Storm. And if you kill either of those, the fight gets a lot easier. Does all of this make sense? Like, is this answering your question of why didn't we win?
Oh yeah.
And
oh yeah. Now, if I had the BKB, like, I could just like sit there and right click and not have to worry about shit.
yeah, you spin and then BKB and then spin again 3 seconds later, and it's like they can't do anything for you for 20 seconds. The Storm, the Zeus, the Veno, the Pingleer, none of them can do anything.
So if I had gone, the BKB instead of the Diffusal after Manta, would you still get the Diffusal later, or would you just use that to get the Butterfly quicker?
Well, I'm saying instead of the Lincolns, I don't know. Like, I don't horribly mind the Diffusal because it's good for keeping on this guy and it's good for keeping on this guy. And then it's good later when you have your Abyssal, because you can actually start attacking this guy with your Abyssal. So I don't mind the Diffusal. It's just the Lincolns after instead of a BKB is the main thing. And then after that, you want to go Abyssal, so you have the lockdown to actually... Like, if you can lock down either of these for 2 seconds, you're probably going to be able to kill them, because then the rest of your team can follow up. Like, this guy has a ton of stuns. This guy also, the Pudge. This guy, the Centaur with his Stomp. Like, if you get the Abyssal, you're going to have follow-up, and even if you don't, like, sometimes you can just kill this guy anyways, because you can attack him however many times and drain his mana however much. Like here, let's see how long it takes you to kill this guy. Oops. Oops. Alright. So you start attacking him. Eventually. There you go. 5 seconds. Takes you about 5 seconds to kill him. So let's say you bash, and then you Omni, and then you Abyssal. He just dies. But yeah, I think this one's spent too. Do you have any questions?
No, I think I got it all.
Mm.
We can do a recap here real quick. So from the TA replay, I think the biggest problem, well, there were two big problems. I think it was use refraction off cooldown. You know, once you have the mana to sustain it later in the game.
Yeah, like there were times where you were just full mana, full bottle with an Aquila, and you just didn't refraction.
Right.
And then what was the other one?
Thing, this is probably big, is learn how to stack camps.
Yeah, and then
thing with using traps to stack ancients.
I think equally big is you trying to go for the Marana, and you trying to kill the SF when you weren't in positions to actually kill him. And then I also don't know about the bottle. It might be good. I don't know though. Yeah, I don't know. The next.
Then you said also agility treads with refraction is really good because you can get that extra attack off that's worth maybe like 200 damage or whatever.
Yeah, and then the ones before it do 50 extra damage because you have the 10 damage, especially in the early game. I think you rotated at like 10 minutes, and you didn't go agi treads when they were like running away from you.
And you mentioned there's a huge problem with me forgetting about items in my backpack.
Yeah, I think we've seen that in like 3 replays.
Yeah, I'm going to put that on my notes sheet. And then moving on to the Shadow Shaman replay, you said that on that hero that's not a wand hero because wand is for, you know, getting through sustained harass, which you really shouldn't be taking with this hero at all.
Yeah.
I think the reason I went for it was because I started with the mango and I thought, oh, just go for one now. And then I saw the Necro in the lane, and I thought that'd be a good way to get charges, but I probably should have just stuck with the magic stick at most.
Yeah.
And then you said there's a point of diminishing returns with getting, you know, because I went 1-1-3 for the shackles.
Yep.
And like literally we had that exact example of how exactly the amount of time how it didn't help, so that was pretty funny.
Perfect.
And then you said there were a couple instances where I was a little too trigger happy with the shackles, where I could have gotten the job done with like just a quick hex or even just a right click at times.
Yeah, like your LC was dueling them and you were shackling them. In chaotic fights where you could have been shackling someone else.
Right, it's kind of like once they see that you blow that, they're like, oh, fuck yeah, let's just run at them.
Well, at your level, they're not going to like do anything different, but it's kind of like you can be doing something different. And then when you go up higher, then they'll start doing that more.
And then, oh yeah, then this is the big thing, probably the biggest thing, is always try to be pushing towers when the ult is off cooldown.
Yeah, I thought you missed that one, and I was like, yeah, that's the biggest one. You had 5 minutes where you didn't ult, and then you just dropped it at your tower, and they just walked away. You could have had 2 towers there, and then it would have been halfway up again. But that's kind of like, it's because you could have done it this game. Like, there's some games that you just can't do it, and I don't want you to, like, force it when you can't do it, but that's kind of how you want to play this guy. You want to be, like, he's one of the supports that he can take a tower in 15 seconds if they take a fight. Like, you can, if you're top and a fight breaks out at your shrine, you can drop your wards at the tower, take the tower, and TP back, and then disable for, like, 6 seconds, which is ridiculous.
And then, okay, the jug replay.
Well, another thing is, mana boots are, like, mandatory on this guy, which is another key reason that the wand isn't good. Like, you could have probably got your mana boots, like, 3 or 4 minutes sooner.
Right.
Which, like, this guy needs the extra 250 mana to cast all of his spells, and then the 150 mana is also nice from the active.
Right, that's like more than a third of the cost of mana boots, just going to something else and delaying it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Jug replay. First of all, get fucking wand against Pangolier.
Well, it's not against Pangolier, it's just you had the Mango. And
right.
the Salve, you weren't going to get bursted down by him. I need to, like, do an actual video on Wand, because there's a lot of, like, situations where it's, like this one, it would have been really good, because you're not going to get bursted down, so you don't need the Salve. You had the Mango already, and all you're going to take from either one of these guys is sustained damage. And you already have, like, Stick is kind of like, I look at it as Mango, the branches, and the Stick. So, like, Stick's, like, really good on Juggernaut, just because they have a lot of spells. Between, like, all of them are pretty decent. Zeus and Venno are, like, tons of charges for you. So, like, the Stick's good on it, in and of itself. So it's kind of like, all you're paying for is, like, the 100 gold-ish to make it into the wand. Which means, I think it's, I did the math on it before. I wonder if I still have it, actually. But it's something like, if you have a wand for, like, 4 or 5 minutes, it's or every 4 or 5 minutes you have a wand, it's the same regeneration as a salve. But you had the Mango, so it would have been, like, every 12 minutes upgrading it from the Mango to the wand is a salve, but YouTube. Do I have it? Yeah. Alright, so every minute and 50 seconds, or 15 seconds, it's worth a single tango, and every 4 minutes and, like, what is that, 25 seconds, it's worth a salve to have the 1.5 health regen. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I kind of see it as all you needed to get your wand was the 2 branches. So every time that he, like, harasses you, you might not have to use a tango. And then you could save your tangos longer. And then instead of running out at... When did you run out? Instead of running out at 7 minutes, maybe you run out at, like, 10. And then by then you have the Ring of Health and the wand. And you're just, like, good for the rest of the game. So spending the 100 gold on the branches instead of the 110 on the salve is just, like, you're getting the same regen, but you're also getting something out of this.
Right.
So what were your other points?
There's the whole thing, this is the one that was causing you physical pain, I think, was how I wasn't spinning the wave and attacking the tower. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, that's really good, because it's, not only is it making you uncontestable, at least in this game, but you're also killing off the wave about as quick, and you're damaging the tower. So it does 3 things, really. And then it's kind of like, when there's only, like, 2 seconds left, just back off, and then wait, and do it again. What are they going to do about that? Especially when you had the Aegis.
Right. There were also some instances where I didn't have my Ring of Aquila activated while I was pushing a tower with my own creeps, so
yeah,
that's something I need to look out for.
If it's under the tower, you're often good to just turn on the Aquila, because all that means is you're going to get, like, an extra 100 damage while you're under the tower. It's not going to push you more into the tower too much.
The BKB instead of Lincoln's, we already beat the shit out of that one.
Yeah.
And then the last thing was just kind of learn how Pango works, because, like, there were times where I spun when I had no kill potential, and then I let him go when I did. So just I'll fool around in Hero Demo to see what's going on.
Well, it's just if you see him swashbuckler, then you can go on him. Even if he's like level 7, your spin, like it's if you get on him within 3 seconds, you're gonna get the full spin off before he can swashbuckle away. So it's yeah, just think of it kind of like a Magnus or something like that. It's not really complicated.
And that's all I got.
Alright, so no final questions or anything?
Nope, I think I'm good for now.
Alright,